Hi guys! So welcome back to my channel, and this time I'm going to have the part 2 of my pre-calculus tutorial. So today I'm going to have the part 2 of the tutorial, which is the circles, and this time I'm going to have the equation and we are asked to find the center and the radius. So let's have the example number 1. Identify the center and radius of the equation x squared plus y squared minus 6x minus 4y plus 4 equals 0. So first, if you're going to notice, our given equation is not written in standard form. Thus, it is actually written in general form of conics. So all types of conic sections will have this kind of general form. And circle is one of those. So what is this general form of conics? So that is given by ax squared plus bxy plus cy squared plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0. So for us to identify if our given conic section is a circle or not, it is only given by this rule. So that is if we have A and C that are equal. So in this equation, we have A and C that are equal. So we can say that this is actually a circle. Now, since we already know that this is a circle, the next question is, how are we going to know the center and the radius of this circle? We are going to transform this in the standard form of the circle. So first step is we need to isolate the constant. In this case, that is 4. So we have to transfer it on the other side. We will have x squared plus y squared minus 6x minus 4y equals, since this is positive 4, it will become negative 4. The next step is we have to regroup our terms according to their variable. So in this case, we have x terms and we have the y term. So the first group will be x squared minus 6x in terms of x, and then we have y squared minus 4y. So this is now in terms of y. Then again, it is equal to negative 4. Now, after we regroup them, we have to add a third term of our given groups. So to make it a complete perfect square trinomial. So to do that, we need to divide the linear term to 2. So 6 divided by 2, the answer is 3. Then when we squared it, the answer is 9. Then do the same with the 4, which is the linear term of y. So 4 divided by 2, the answer is 2. Then when we squared it, the answer is 4. So we now have the two numbers that we're going to add to both sides of our given equation. So we have x squared minus 6x plus 9. So we need to add this one. And then on the other hand, we have y squared minus 4y plus 4. We are going to equate it to negative 4. Then we have to add 9 and 4 to the other side of the equation. So now, after we do that, we will now have the perfect square trinomial. To factor it out, it will become a square of binomial. And in this case, we will have x. So just copy the x squared. It is x. Then minus, copy the sign of the middle term. And then the square root of 9 is simply 3. Then write squared, and then do the same with the y. So we have y, then copy the sign of the middle term, minus, then square root of 4 is 2, then again write the squared. Now for the answer, we just have to simplify this. Since we have negative 4 plus 4, that is simply cancelled, so the answer will be 9. Our standard form of the equation of the circle is given by this. So since we already have the standard form of the equation of the circle, we can now identify the center and its radius. Now, going back, the standard form of the equation of the circle is given by x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared, where the center is hk and the radius is r in our equation. And the center is 3 for the h, and then we have 2 for the k. Now for the radius, so that is given by r squared. So in this case, our r squared is equal to 9. Now, to solve for the r, we just have to get the square root of both sides. So, the square root of r squared is r, and the square root of 9 is simply 3. So, therefore, our center is 3, 2, and the radius is 3 of our given equation. So, let's have another example. X squared plus y squared plus 2x minus 8y minus 3 equals 0. The first step is we need to isolate the constant. Now, the next step is we need to regroup our terms. After this, we need to find the third term for us to make this a perfect square trinomial. So now, the next step is we need to factor this out in square of binomial. So now, we have the standard form of the equation of our circle. So in this case, the center is given by -1, 4. Now, for the radius, again, get the square root of this. So we will have r is equal to square root of 20. So we have to simplify this. Wherein, if we have a factor which is a perfect square, we need to factor it out. So that is 4 times 5. And the square root of 4 is simply 2. And then, again, copy square root since 5 has no square root. So in this case, our radius is 2 square root of 5. So this is the answer for the number 2. So let's have the third and last example for this lesson. Our x squared and y squared has a coefficient of 4. In this case, they are equal. So our equation is still a circle. So now, if you have a coefficient for the x squared and y squared, we need to first eliminate our coefficient. So we just need to divide everything to 4. Since our coefficient is 4, so we need to divide it to the same number. 4x squared divided by 4 is simply x squared. And then, this will become y squared. Then, 4 divided by 4 is simply x, so negative x. Then, 40 divided by 4 is 10, y. And then, 61 divided by 4 is not divisible, so just simply write 61 over 4 equals 0. So, this is now our equation wherein the coefficient of x squared and y squared is 1. Now, after we rewrite this in this form, we will now continue to our process like what we did with the first two examples. So, we need to isolate again the constant. We will also regroup our terms according to the variable. Next is, we need to identify again the third term to make this a perfect square trinomial. So in this case, the coefficient of this is 1. When we divide it by 2 is simply 1/2. Then we need to get the square root of this. So the 1/2 squared is simply 1/4. So 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4. And after this, we need to rewrite this in standard form, wherein we need to factor this out. So the factor of this is simply x, copy, negative. Then 1/4 is simply 1/2. Then squared. Plus, for the y, we have y. Then copy plus. Then square root of 25 is simply 5. Squared. Equals, simplifying this, we will have negative 61 plus 1 since they have common denominator. That will give you the answer of negative 60 over 4 plus 25. And negative 60 over 4 is simply negative 15. plus 25. And negative 15 plus 25 is simply positive 10. So therefore, our standard form of the equation of the circle is given by this. So since we already have the standard form of the equation of the circle, we can now identify the center and the radius. The center is 1/2, since that is the h value. And then for the y, since this is positive, we will just make it negative 5 for the center. And for the radius, so that is given by r squared in the equation, which is equal to 10. And then again, we need to get the square root of this. So the answer is r is equal to square root of 10. So this is now written in simplified form because we don't have a factor of 10, which is a perfect square. So the radius for this example is the square root of 10. So I hope you learned something from these 3 examples. If you cannot get it in the first, you can replay this video so that you can master this topic. So thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel to see more of my videos. And if you want more lessons in mathematics, just simply comment down below. I hope to see you on my next video. Bye guys! Hi guys, so I have here a bonus example wherein we will apply a shortcut method in finding the center and radius of our general form of circle. And that is as simple as this. So to find the center of our given general form, we will just simply divide the linear coefficient to negative 2. So we will now find the negative 6 divided by negative 2 is simply 3. And that is our h. And for the k, we will just divide also the linear term for the y. So negative 4 divided negative 2 is simply 2. Now, for the radius, what we're going to do is we will just square our values of h and k, and then we will get the sum of it. So in this case, we will have 3 squared is plus 2 squared. And then, we're going to subtract this to the value which is 4. And then after that, we will get the square root of this. So, simplifying this, we will have 9 plus 4 minus 4. Then find the square root of it. So, we will have cancel of this. And then square root of 9, which is 3. So, if you will go back to our first example, you will get the same answer as this.